Laura Ingraham getting back into the mix. She's been out of the news for a while, and she sees an opportunity. This is maybe she's like going to get her own Kaepernick story. She has Ben Watson on. He's from the Patriots, and Watson basically is arguing. It's based on this piece that was written by Jemele Hill. It's time for black athletes to leave white colleges because we do have a system where, college athletes don't get paid.
Pay them.
They generate so much money for these institutions that it is stunning.
If you look at who the highest paid state employee in a lot of states, it's the football coach.
It's the football coach. But the players don't get don't get anything. They get like, I saw something that Lowe's was giving out a lawnmower to a kid.
That was the Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers they gave out a lawnmower from Lowe's to a kid who's trying to raise money for college. And somebody did the math, like
wow.
The kid would need to like mow 3,500 lawns to, pay for state school. And, the bottom line is like, this is out and out incredible exploitation. And it's very hard to look at these teams and say, hey, there's a sort of tinge of racial exploitation here too, maybe. We're going to go to areas where maybe there's a decent amount of poverty, and this is their one ticket out. And so the idea that, of course, student athletes should be paid and they should be unionized, just like professional athletes, because they're professional in every way except for the fact they don't get paid.
They are creating value.
Without a doubt. Extraordinary value. And they pay them, and then they can pay their tuition. How's that? And they should have a lot more left over based upon what they generate. But here is the debate. Like, how dare these people?
Reaction to this story we covered last week, where former ESPN anchor Jemele Hill created kind of stir with a piece in The Atlantic where she argued that black athletes should stop attending white majority colleges. What's your reaction to this?
Well, I read the article, and when I saw the uproar over it, I read the article, and I agree with her. She had some great points in that article. When you look at the history of HBCUs and you look at the hundreds of thousands of black professionals that have come from these schools over the course of the last several years since they've been created, and you look at what's been lost since integration has happened, what she was saying was simply that athletics is a multi-billion-dollar business. I went to two historically white universities, Duke University and University of Georgia, that have a lot of money based on athletics. What she was saying that, look, we're living in a time where there's a big racial wealth gap. The average white family has a net income, a net worth that's 10 times that of a black family. And so if we're able to have some of these athletes that create so much income go to some of these schools, not that white students don't go and students of other ethnicities don't go. We live in a time where everybody can go wherever they want to. But what she was saying simply, if we're trying to pump money and revenue into some of these communities, that there's still this big disparity, this may be a way to do it. Obviously, that's in a vacuum. Yeah. There are other factors to figure into that. But when you read her argument, look, she lays it out very, very cleanly, and it's actually something that I agree with.
Pause it for 1 second. I have two things to note right here. One, Benjamin Watson, my new favorite Patriot. A. B, you can look at the look on Laura Ingraham's face going like, why the hell did we book a football player who's going to sit here and completely make this so obvious as to why this should happen? I thought we were getting a football player here so that I could look like the smart one.
Yeah, some extra context on that is they thought Ben Watson would be more of a conservative because he defended Drew Brees' relationship with Focus on the Family.
Ah, okay.
And so they thought...
All right, yeah. So let's hear what Laura Ingraham has to say.
And it's actually something that I agree with.
All right, Benjamin. Well, I think that Duke would have not been thrilled about your not being there, but we'll leave it at that. I mean, the college sports would certainly be a lot different today if we went down a color-coded way of figuring out college admissions. I mean,
Not
that's
necessar-
like
not- not
that's resegregating the
Well,
country. Why do
well-
we want that?
Well, no, because segregation, as you know, is government mandated.
Yeah, I get it.
This is not segregation.
Yeah.
This is if you read the article and see what
I
she
read
I
the
get it. You
article.
faced me.
I read the article. All right,
Yeah.
we got to go. Ben.
Yeah, there you go. So,
That is
and
not
I
what
want to
you
make it
expected
clear,
him to say.
incidentally, when you're talking about a university like Duke or Georgia, the 100 guys who may be on a football team, I don't think you're going to be you're going to be segregating the schools if those 100 athletes or 50 or however are African American on that team go to a historically black university. I mean, in many respects, it makes a ton of sense. I mean, one, these athletes should be paid as professionals, but if they're not, at least put it into a school that is going to serve underserved communities and provide more scholarship and scholarship money and become more competitive. I mean, it's a great idea.
This really illustrates why, despite what Candace Owens says, there's really no home for black people in the Republican Party, right? Like, he's a black conservative, but they just cannot, like, there's just too much stuff where they're just talking completely different
Well, there's no
languages.
home.
stunning.
There's no home for, Artesia and I were talking about, like, for a person of color who might just be like a normal conservative. You have to be like, actually the KKK is either,
Well, you have
they're
to be
either
disingenuous.
Democrats.
I
You
mean,
have to be
it's
a
like it's a grift.
disingenuous,
It's a grift.
total
It's a
crackpot.
grift.
You can't just be like, hey, I'm a little bit of a
Do you know
right-wing
how
suburban
mad
guy.
Laura Ingraham was with her producers after that segment?
We've heard how mad she can get with her.
Do you know
producers.
how mad she is with
Do you
those
remember
those
that clip?
producers? Oh yeah, where
A couple years ago,
yeah.
she freaked
Oh
out.
yeah, she's freaked out at some people. How did you not do a pre-interview with him? How did you not do a pre-interview with him? And if he lied, he's never coming back on this show. Because she had nothing. She had no response. Zero. I got hoodwinked, she's thinking. We've got to find a new black athlete to come on and criticize this idea. It's segregation all over again.
Oh, he just so
Because
politely.
because of the weeks-long specials she's done on segregation in education in this country and how much she is really, really fighting against it.
Yeah, it's
Laura
not
really
fascist
fucking
Barbie.
cares about that. Laura Ingraham because she hates it because we're resegregating and she just wants to be in a rainbow.
And she hates
And
that.
she hates that. She hates that tremendously. That's why she wrote about the Obamas so much.